Yo, for those who are struggling to getting back into content creation or even creating, whether it's music or anything artistic wise, and you're trying to, express in ways, let me tell you something. Quickly drink some water, you know what I'm saying? I had a little perch. All right, look, check this out. It's all about getting into the rhythm and get into a flow state, right? Water. Get into a flow state. And I realized this after taking some time away of not making, whether it's music or content creation or anything creative and that's artistic. I realized that we also as creatives can get in the way of ourselves by overthinking things. A lot of overthinkers are people who are very deep into creativity because our minds work in certain ways. And the easiest way to undo that is literally by just picking up the pen, picking up the brush, picking up the camera, picking up the microphone, picking up whatever it is that your outlet is, and just start experimenting and trying things and just do it. Right? It's easier than it sounds, but your mind is going to try to force you to not do it. It's gonna tell you everything why you're not the one that's supposed to do it. It's gonna make you feel like you have imposter syndrome, that you can't do it because you have not put time into it anymore and you haven't showcasing any interest in it, and that you're just done, right? And that's what the certain thing that we go to in that extreme way of seeing that. But hear me out. I took some time away, and the longer I took some time away because of just life and stuff, the more that anticipation, like, yo, what's the videos gonna be about? What you gonna do? How you gonna express? What you gonna talk about? Do you even feel like you're gonna be able to stay in touch and know what's going on inside communities and stuff like that? Are you even in touch with what's going on? And you get all these crazy things in your mind that makes you feel like, oh no, you're done, and you can't come back and do this because you're so far from what it is. And it's literally only been like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But what I had to do is say, all right, look, I don't know what I'm gonna create today, but I'm gonna sit down in the chair and just show up. And there's a interview that Russ did recently, and he's talked about in his other podcast that he has got on it as far as interview. And for those who don't know, Russ is a musician who's independent artist, a very big independent artist within hip hop and R&B, and he has sold millions of records in streamings and stuff like that, and does well for himself. And he talks about how he had to come with this about just showing up. As he grew up and got into like very on early stage of like making music, when he wasn't uninspired, when he's uninspired, he saw that as a challenge to say, hey, the universe is testing me to see what I still go to show up. And when he showed up, he was able to create something, even when he wasn't uninspired. And a lot of artists and producers have explained this thing about just showing up and allow the creativity come to you instead of trying to control it, because we are just outlets for the creativity that's flowing through us, right? Now I'm cooking. And it's so true. Like, if you just show up and allow that creativity to flow through you, it's gonna be a little watery, murky water, right? It's not gonna be clean. It's gonna be a little bit in here. You know what I'm saying? A little. But if you just keep going and try to experiment, you'll begin to open up channels. You begin to open up flows that are within you that's gonna want to come out. Because when you're creative, you want to express yourself. You want to express what's inspiring you. I give you the example. I was at work today, right? And this guy was whistling, but it wasn't just a normal whistle. It was a whistle of expression and music and the poetry in it. The type of thing of rhythm and blues that I've never heard before in my entire life, like as if it was on TV. And I sat down well, I was sitting out and I was kind of doing my work, and then I walked to him and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm noticing hearing you whistling. It sounds amazing. How long you been doing it?" He said, "I've been doing this my whole life." And when I say the whistles that he was doing, it was like on some beautiful blues sound that I never knew you could express through just whistling. And he was making tunes, and he was saying when he first started, it was just barely just whistling, and then he then got into mimicking birds, and then after he got through mimicking birds, he began to listen to his brothers doing it and copy and try to copy certain tunes, and then he began to like write his own songs and how he connected. And he said like to him it's an expression of praising what and worship of the gift that was giving, of just showing the appreciation of what's in him, which is the music and the expression through whistling, right? And and one thing I took away from it is, he was saying is like, even then it's like he noticed himself whistling to where he got started to get louder and louder, and he just can't hold it in because it's just in him. And sometimes he be in public and he don't even be realizing that he be whistling sometimes because he's just do it for so long. It's just him. It's part of him. And it's the same thing with people who, which I'm tying back, is when you're someone who's very creative, that's you. You are someone who's creative. It's never going to walk away from you. And no time in life is going to walk away. It's in you. And you have to allow it to be out and flow out of you. You have to. Like, it's just who we are. It's how we wired. You want to express in some aspect, whether it's about emotion, whether you feel sad, happy, mad, whatever the case might be, and what the universe and God has put in you to get that out. That's your expression of what's come to you. Your antennas is out to receive that message and that feeling and that vibration, and so you're putting it out into the world. And that's what makes creativity and that flow state so pure, because it's coming from a different source spiritually that you can't express it. I mean, you can't explain it any other way. The only thing we can say is that it just came to us and we're just the source to give it out. So again, if you or somebody who's going through maybe some roadblockages of not able to figure out how to express themselves because it's been so long, and you're finding yourself, whether it's you're looking to get over that hurdle of like getting back in and creating, and you're nervous of what people might say or think, or that it might come off the way that you don't want it to because you're rusty or something, whatever the case might be. You have to understand that you have the power within you. You have the resource of creativity, the message that is flowing through you through the love of expression. You just have to let it be and allow it to come out rawly like it's supposed to, because that's the most purest ways of being someone who is creative, someone who's artistic, someone who's wants to express in many ways that they can with art flowing through them. And you just have to let it be. You have to live that and breathe that. And sometimes you can't control what that outcome is. All you have to do is just show up and allow it to be what it is. Let yourself be the channel in the art, in the inspiration, in the quote unquote the music or whatever the case might be, just flows through you. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoy that. That's something that I just had to share with you as far as that. If you like this type of content, inspiration, talks, and creativity, hit that subscribe button on KJ Talks. This is a lot of things that I'll be talking about and something I'm super passionate about. I like to deep dive into things like that, introspective talks about these things and these topics. And I feel like there's not really a lot about that. And it's very hard to find for people like us who are looking for things like that. So be supportive by hitting the like button and also hitting that subscribe button, because that's what you're literally just going to be getting on this channel. Anyways, see ya on the next one. Peace.